This carnival is special one at Spice Isle Jewelry. Get up to 40% off our collection of silver and gold jewelry with purchases above $115. Visit our two locations on Grenville Street, St. George's and Spiceland Mall Grand Dance and see our fine selection of traditional West Indian bangles, necklaces, earrings, rings and our unique handmade pieces. Step into Spice Isle Jewelry and shop in air-conditioned comfort with friendly, helpful and courteous staff. We also pay the most for scrap gold. Our repair service is second to none. Treat yourself or someone special with something special from Spice Isle Jewelry. Serving you since 1986. Call us on telephone number 440-3155 or 440-6648. Sale ends August 31st.
Yes. Welcome to the ride. Welcome to Tuesday on the ride, aka my Monday. Listen, for the whole day, guys, I thought that it was Monday. Yeah, for the whole day, I going around and say, hey, happy Monday to people. When done, it's Tuesday. I know why though. You see, yesterday was a holiday here in New York, right? It was Labor Day Monday, and it felt like a Sunday. So that's what happened. That's what happened. So welcome to the ride, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the ride. My name is Junior George, and I am happy to be back in the air chair right here. Wendy, how you doing? Lenore, how you doing? Big up yourself, guys. Margaret, thank you so much for locking it on. Appreciate you, Margaret. As you come in, guys, go ahead and share up the thing. And as you share the program, I want you to say, I share, right? As you share the program, say, I share, because the story that we have for you today, guys, is a life-changing story. Life-changing. And this young lady that's going to be joining us, she's an inspiration to the world, and she will be. Trust me. All right? I'll explain the whole story. It's deep. All right. I don't want to preempt anything. So as you guys go ahead and share up the thing. Let me do that right now as well. Let me share this one. Hey, how you doing, Alicia George? Big up yourself. Thank you so much for locking it on. We appreciate you. Glenda, how you doing, Glenda? Thank you so much, Glenda. I'm sharing, guys. I'm sharing. It says sharing is caring, right? It says sharing is caring. I care. Margaret, Chrissy. Thank you, Chrissy. Thank you so much. Nice. Afternoon to you. Jocelyn, let me know where you guys watching us from. Now, yesterday we was on the Parkway, and wow, I never see a mixture of different Caribbean, not in Caribbean, global audience so yet. I never seen so much flag so yet in the parade that was broadcasted on the platform yesterday. So let's do a quick, guys. Quick roll call. Genevieve Gita, how you doing? Thank you so much. Yvette, Nelsia, Quick roll call, guys. Put up your flag real quick, real quick. We don't have a lot of time. Just quick, put up your flag. Let me big all you up. Let me big all you up. Cheryl, big up yourself, Cheryl. Thank you so much. Thank you, Cheryl. Brooklyn, Barbara. Thank you so much, Barbara from Brooklyn. Trinidad, big up yourself. Cheryl, thank you so much, Cheryl. Big up my Trinidad and Tobago crew. The folks from Jamaica, thank you so much. Genevieve from Grenada. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Toronto, yes, Toronto. Love that. Wendy, big up yourself. Martin Lewis. Thank you so much, Martin Lewis. So everybody share. I'm in New York, but I represent Grenada. Michelle Julian, thank you so much. I see you. I see you as well. Wow, okay. Anyone from Africa? Anyone from South Africa? Anyone from Nigeria? Anyone from Guam? Anyone from Jamaica? Big up yourself. California, thank you so much, California. I want to see my friends from South Africa. Yeah, I want to see my friends and them from South Africa. Yeah. All right, the folks on YouTube, big up yourself as well. All right, guys, so let Trinidad. I'm going to big up everybody else by the end of the program, right? But let me give you a quick synopsis of what we have, who we're going to be speaking here today. My next guest been through the most horrific experience, life-changing experience anyone could imagine, right? This young lady, she was raped by 5 hardback, good-for-nothing men, right? And the experience, as you could imagine, changed her life forever. Guys, help me welcome, she's all the way in South Africa, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to refer to her as T, but her name is Tiamo. But T, welcome to the ride. How you doing, T?
I'm so amazing. Hi, the viewers and everyone.
So amazing. You know, that's my word, right? So amazing.
For real.
Yes. That's my word every day. So amazing. I get up in the morning and I say, so amazing. Life is so amazing.
So amazing.
Yes, absolutely. You look so amazing.
Thank you so much. I try. It's
Yeah.
hot now, so I have to be indoors.
I know. So you're in South Africa right now, and it's about 1 a.m. or so in South Africa. 12 midnight.
12 midnight.
Wow.
Here in South Africa, we call it ungodly hours.
Yeah. Why are you doing up this ungodly hour?
Ungodly hours.
Yes. T, by the way, I got to tell you, I'm going to be in Nigeria. And when I was speaking to you earlier, I was like, I'm going to be in Nigeria. We'll be close by. I could pop by and say hi, but it is quite a distance from Nigeria
really
to South
far.
Africa.
Especially where I am. I'm in Gauteng, South Africa. So I have to go from Gauteng to Northwest where I was born and maybe past Limpopo. So already it's 6 hours, then jump the border, then from there, I don't know where it's going to take me, but it's far. It might take a day or two.
Wow.
So it's very far.
So I'm going to be in Nigeria, so know where we're going to meet up. It's like, it's a whole day to get to you.
It's wow. I don't even know where it is.
You never been to Nigeria?
Up there somewhere.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what we say when we think about Africa, when we think about South Africa, when we think about getting over on the other side. Like that is like on the other side of the world somewhere. It's a far throw from New York. Yeah.
We feel like Nigeria is also at the other side of the world because the way South Africa is so big.
Yes.
So traveling outside the borders is far.
Right. How is life in South Africa? Tell us about South Africa.
It's very funny.
Funny? Okay.
Very funny. We never take anything seriously in this country. I mean, so many things are happening. It's depressing, but we try to make it in a very comedic way. It's very funny, it's very entertaining,
Uh-huh.
but it's very beautiful. I feel like I need to travel South Africa before I can travel the world because my friends tell me so much about Mpumalanga, Cape Town, and I've never been there. I've been stuck in one province, so
Wait,
it's
hold. You
it.
never been to Cape Town?
I've never been to Cape
But
Town.
what are you doing,
Never been.
T? You right there. I mean, people spend thousands of dollars to go to Africa, to go to the motherland, to go Cape Town. You there and you're not even going there.
You know, I've been busy in my
Okay.
own in
Okay.
my own province. So, and money is hard to get. So, you always make a plan. Be like, I'm gonna save for Cape Town. Then you have to pay for school fees. Then lockdown. Then pay for a phone. Then
Right.
take care of your little sister. Then
Ah.
take care of black takes. So
Ah.
it's a lot.
You've been busy. I get it. I
I've
get
been
it.
busy.
I know we're not here to talk about all this stuff, but it's interesting. I always like to talk to people, especially in South Africa, the motherland, um, and all the beauty that's there. People have so much misconception of South Africa. They think that it's just such a small place, like it's just you could just jump from here to jump from there, like the Caribbean. It's really not. How is the COVID situation there, and how is the monkeypox situation there?
I don't think we have monkeypox. We're still on COVID, and we don't have much COVID anymore. Monkeypox is like only 3 people so far, so we are okay when it comes because we scared of diseases. So although statistics when it comes to HIV and AIDS and so on are high, now we like really, really, really scared. So we're trying to do everything, especially as the youth. We're going through a lot. So we don't want another disease interfering with our studies, the corruption, the looking for jobs. It's just a lot.
Nice. Okay, great. Listen, it's just nice to have you on. I think you are a third or fourth guest since the program. Third or fourth guest we had from South Africa. So I'm always happy. I love the accent, by the way. Love, love, love the accent. And of course, the music. Afrobeat is taking over the world. We love that.
Which accent do you like? Do you like Zulu?
I like, what's his name? Burna Boy. Well, he's from Nigeria, but
Nna ke bua Setswana nna. Nna
what,
ke Motswana.
what's it?
Ke bua Setswana ke Motswana. I speak Tswana.
Okay, whatever that
I
means.
speak Tswana. I'm a Tswana. My
Okay,
culture is Tswana. So
Twala,
rona re bua Setswana. It's Tswana.
Twan.
Yes.
Okay. All right, listen, we're gonna have so much fun, and I want to talk to you off camera too because I want to learn some of the culture before I get there. But we want to hear your story. As touching, as moving, I know when we spoke in the pre-interview, I told you, I said, your story is an inspiration, and it will be an inspiration to the world. Because a lot of people go through situations, traumatic experience like you went through, and they keep all inside. They feel like it's their fault, so they never come out and talk about it. So, and they keep it so deep inside that it's like it eat them inside out. But you decided to speak out about it. Tell us about your story. Go back a little bit. The traumatic experience.
So my story began with my group of friends. We all grew up here in Gauteng from very young age, from 10, 9, 8. We grew up and we became teenagers. So that weekend, it was my sweet 16, and there was a monthly social market that was happening in Gauteng, Pretoria. So it used to happen every Sunday, every month, the first Sunday of every month. So I decided we're going to make this whole week a celebration of my sweet 16. So we went to the social market. It was all fun, got home. The next day, we said, let's continue the fun. We got dressed all together. It was afternoon. We met up in the street and we went to one of the perpetrators' home. When we got to the home, it was decided, let's buy alcohol. Okay. We put in money, everyone. We buy alcohol. We go, we come back to the store. We just chill in the house. It's a nice Monday afternoon. We are drinking, we are having fun. Now, I had a curfew. My parents were hella strict. So I had a curfew of 6 o'clock. So I had to be home at 6 o'clock. So 2 hours, more or less 2 hours before that, I was wasted. I didn't want anything anymore. And I was like, okay, let me go to sleep. Let me sober up so that when I get home, I don't get into trouble.
Right. So hold on. So before we go on there, the friends that you were hanging out with, you knew them. They were
I
associate of
know
yours.
them. We grew up together.
Right.
We were kind of like a squad.
Uh-huh.
It was at the time, at that day was 5 of the 8 males we chill with, and it was us 2 girls, but all in all, we are a squad of 14, 15. Some were not around. It was just us 2 girls and then the 5 male on that day. The
Right.
rest went home and other places.
And you know them, they know you, they know your parents. You guys are very much acquainted. Okay, so go on from there.
So from there, I'm telling the perpetrator I want to go sleep. I don't know his structure of the home. He must take me to the bed so I can rest a little and sober up quickly. He takes me to the bedroom. As we get to the bedroom, he closes the door behind him. Okay, I found it weird. And he started kissing up my neck. He was on top of me, telling me
But
why.
at this time, were you conscious? Were you? Because yeah, he was drunk. Were you able? Did you know what was
I was
happening?
able to answer. I was able to answer, but I didn't have the strength to like push him away from me. But like I was able to answer and be like, no, leave me alone. I don't want to talk about this right now. I really, really want to sleep. So I was kind of begging him, like, okay, leave me alone. We'll talk about this another time. I just want to sleep. But he kept on pushing and pushing and pushing. And as all of this is happening, he's kissing me on my neck. He's telling me why I'm not giving it to him, why am I keep on rejecting him. And one thing led to another. I become unconscious. I wake up a little bit. My pants are on the floor. He took off my pants and he starts penetrating inside of me. I tried to push him, but I'm becoming weaker and weaker and weaker. Then I become unconscious again. As I fall unconscious again, when I wake up, there's 4 more males within the room. And they're having some sort of a discussion here and there. Who's going first? Who's not going first? They are laughing. It's a from there. It's a on and off thing. And then one by one, they take turns to rape me. And at the end of the incident, they just wake me up and be like, wake up, get dressed, and go home. Just like that.
Okay, okay. No, 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 no. Very, very, very crazy here, right? Because you said that these guys were your friend, your acquaintance. You know them. They know
Yes.
you. Have they ever made passes at you before? Has this particular one have ever made passes at you before?
They have. I was a very awkward child growing up. At my young ages, I was very awkward. I wasn't that attractive, but I think my bubbly personality, I think it just captured them. And then as I grew up, I just became more lookable and I had the body. I was forming into this
Hold on.
beautiful
When you
women.
say
So
you wasn't that
from there,
attractive, what you mean? Did you have a low self? Did you have like a think very low of yourself to, or didn't think that you were beautiful, or you just have a low self esteem?
I never thought I never thought myself as beautiful. I just thought myself, okay, I was just another girl growing up. I wasn't into my looks. I tried my best to look as best as I can because my other friends were good looking and they had everything. But at that time, I was going through some things at home
Right.
that I wasn't focused on my appearance. My dad just left us, and my parents got a divorce. So it was a lot of change that time. So I didn't think, even till this day, I don't think as like I don't focus on my looks that well and say, okay, I'm beautiful, I'm this and that. Okay, I'm pretty. I get that a lot, but it's still like I'm still basic in my eyes. So for them to have a pass on me, it was here and there. They will make comments, they'll make sexual comments, and I thought it was a joke. It was just boys being boys, or I don't know, they're trying to see if I'm easy or not. But I never thought it would get to that point.
Right. Sharla is asking, were you the only girl that was there?
No, I wasn't the only girl. And what's heartbreaking is the girl who was there was my best friend, and she was part of it. She was masterminding with them, planning these things and laughing throughout the whole incident. So I wasn't the only one there. She was also there. And then later on, a couple of girls came in. But when they came in, one of the guys stopped them from entering the house and they stayed outside. So they didn't know what was actually happening within the home.
The girls was masterminding and planning.
Yes, because one of the men was her boyfriend at that time.
But why?
So she
But
was,
why? Why her boyfriend?
it's shocking even when I say it today. I find it shocking as well. So she was part of it.
Wow. Let me just bring everyone up to speed here, guys. We're speaking here with T. T is in South Africa, and she's sharing her story, what happened to her when she was 16 years old, ladies and gentlemen. 16 years old, at that tender age, celebrating her birthday, hanging out and stuff like that. She became a little bit intoxicated, and she was gang raped by 5 men. What is so alarming about this is the guys who were there, who did that to her, um, they knew her very well. She considered them as friends, right? There were female there that she just said that somehow the female kind of concocted. She was a part of the planning process of the whole rape incident, and that is shocking. T, so this happened. You were in and out of consciousness, and you're trying to figure out what the hell is going on. When you finally regain consciousness and you observe, what did you first observe?
The first thing I had to do is get out of there. That was my first thing. Number one, I was late to get home. I didn't want to get into trouble with my mom. Number two, I'm not sober yet. So I'm trying to I was still limping and I was not okay. So my number one target was to get home, get in bed, and then the rest I will solve it tomorrow. But that was my number one goal. And as I'm coming out of the house, I remember telling one of the girls, please take me home. Like, please, I can't walk. It's very far. It wasn't like that far, but for the condition I was in, it was far. And I just needed like someone to get me there safely so I can get in bed and just sleep and deal with everything tomorrow, because at that time a part of me was, did that really happen? I don't think that really happened. I was still confused. It was still, was I dreaming? Was I imagining it? Did it really happen? So at the time I was like, okay, let me go home. I'll deal with it the next day.
Did you think about leaving and going and report it to the police?
At that time I was young, and at that time in my mind, what was going through my mind is, I think I probably, it was my fault because I got drunk. I didn't know that nobody was supposed to rape you, whether you drunk or not. I didn't know those things. I wasn't at that level of intelligence, but what was in my mind was, okay, but I was drunk. If I go to the police, they're gonna laugh at me and they'll be like, what were you doing there in the first place? Why were you drinking when you're such a minor? Because at that time, the next day, I went to my other best friend's house. She wasn't there during the incident. So she came back home. She texted me, I'm back home, you can come. I went there and explained everything to her, and her brother was present at that time. And I explained everything to them, and her brother literally looked into my eyes, filled with anger and sadness, and he's like, dude, you were actually raped. That's where it clicked. Like, I was raped. And since then, we decided, the three of us, we're just gonna keep it amongst us. I kept it a secret until 2019, when gender-based violence became an epidemic in our country.
Let's talk
And
about
then
that. Let's
I
talk
just,
about that. Let's talk about that. Because when you said that, it brought me back to what we see sometimes happening in our own Caribbean region, where we see an upsurge, especially during the pandemic period. We saw an upsurge in sexual related crimes, right? How is it? Is it a very prevalent thing in South Africa? And how does the authorities deal with gender based crimes?
gender-based violence, domestic violence cases, anything that has to involve this inhumane actions towards women and children in Africa, it's increasing
All right, we losing connection there with T. She's gonna try to reconnect. We'll get her back on here. In the meantime, guys, I want you guys to lock in the number.
day.
Hold on, okay, T, are you back?
Yes, I'm back.
Okay, I had lost you for a quick second there. I had lost you for a quick second.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, let me just say that if you guys are watching, we open up the phone lines if you want to chat with T. Like in the next 10 minutes or so, you could call in the number 718-701-5720, but you could lock in the number right now. So yeah, T, you were saying about the prevalence of gender-based violence in South Africa.
Yes, gender-based violence has increased so drastically. In my opinion, and I feel like in many, many opinion of women and children in this country, we don't feel safe. I feel like at this moment, it is the worst country to live in as a woman and as a child. I mean, just last month, I don't know, 8 women or were gang raped by 10 men in Krugersdorp in Northwest. Just last week, women were gang raped in Limpopo. So it's a constant, everyday thing that we live in. Women get killed, women get murdered, raped, molested, you name it. And every single week, a celebrity as well comes out and talks about being raped, being sexually harassed, being tortured or beaten. So gender-based violence is a huge epidemic in South Africa for women and children, and especially the LGBTQ. We are not safe in this country. And at the moment, our government is not doing anything but just doing irrelevant speeches about gender-based violence, but not coming up with solutions, not coming up with laws, not toughening up the laws, not listening to us women about what we want for our country as women and as children. So it's very, very, it's horrible.
Yeah. What are the authorities doing? And like in a situation with this particular situation here, you did you ever report it? Did you ever go in, get the strength to report it to police or to the authorities?
I've never reported it. I was too young and too
No.
embarrassed, so I've never reported it. By the time my story came out, it was already too late.
Right.
So even if I wanted to report it that time I came out, it was gonna be useless because even if I reported it that day, the authorities in this country are doing absolutely nothing, in my opinion. When it comes to gender based violence and femicide, they are doing nothing. They come out, they say, okay, we open a case. After opening a case, they give you a court date, they arrest the perpetrator. After arresting the perpetrator, they postpone, they postpone, they postpone, and they will postpone for the next 5 years. Evidence or no evidence, they continue to postpone the case. And by that time, everybody has moved on. Everybody is tired of justice. You are paying thousands and thousands of rent that you do not have for lawyers to get this case going and to get the perpetrators convicted, and nothing happens, or when it happens, it's already it's already done. It's useless unless you are killed. The only time you are famously killed, like Uinene, Jesse, and Karabo, they are famous cases of gender based violence. If your case is not famous, then your case is going to be like thrown out of the window. But if it's famous, your possibilities are high that your perpetrator will be convicted. So, unfortunately,
In South Africa,
that's how I.
do you see that a lot of legislators, government officials, judges, people in authority are some of the perpetrators in these sexual related crimes against women and children as well?
We have a lot of we have some cases of that. Here and there we have some cases of that. But if you are not gonna take a sexual if you're not gonna take a sexual case seriously, you yourself are planting, you are becoming the perpetrator yourself. You are telling us that it's okay to get raped. It's okay for
Right.
all of this happening.
Let's go back to the story now. How has that incident, because oftentimes we hear of situations like these, it is a life changing situation that never goes away. A lot of people who we've had on the program who been through traumatic experience like these, they either become very promiscuous, distrusting of being around in the presence of male or anybody for that matter. Their life changed completely. How has the incident affected you in the long term?
It has changed a lot mentally, emotionally, physically, it has changed a lot. When it comes to going out, you always have to be on high alert. Our phones right now have emergency buttons. When you press it 5 times, it sends out an emergency message to the close people you want to know that I'm here, and it tracks down. So you always on high. You always have to be like you are going to war. That's how the situation is when it comes to being around male and being around is anything that has to do with male. But it's vice versa now because male are also going through what we're going through at the moment.
Why? Well, I'm not going to ask why is it that prevalence and why men are behaving like that. But do you have a lot of authorities or people in position speaking out, vloggers, influencers, especially men speaking out about this type of violence?
We have a lot of celebrities speaking out. Like I said, your case has to be a famous case for your case to be spoken about. If you are Karabo Mokwena, Winene, and anyone who has been a victim of gender-based violence and you're on the news, celebrities do speak out, and if it's their own influence or their own celebrity, they got each other's back. But if you're an ordinary person like I am, no celebrity, no authority is gonna speak out for you because you are just ordinary. You're one of the citizens.
Right, right. You mentioned about one life-changing experience and how this has changed your life in terms of relationship. Explain to us how it affected your relationship life.
Regarding my relationship, I'm always on guard. One mistake, one we can get into an argument, and the moment you raise your voice, I panic and I go into defense mode. So I'm very defensive. Before you can do anything to me, I want to do something to you first, just to show you that I'm also powerful. I don't trust at all. I lack trust. Even though I try, I'm a lover. So I love deep. So when I love deep, I need that kind of love back and reassurance. So if I don't get it, I just leave everything and I jump into the next relationship and the next relationship until I feel like this is the love I need.
Kevin James in the chat is asking, did you ever confront your abusers after the incident?
I've never confronted them till this day. I just take it as okay, it's past, it's okay, we move on. But I've never confronted them till this day. I see them, they live around my hood, I see them, but I have not confronted them at all.
Wow. So essentially
About
they got away with murder then. They're probably doing it to a whole set of
they
other people.
basically got away with murder, but for me is that I chose for them to get away with murder because I was tired of holding the hate, the pain, because it made me a very angry person and it made me a very suicidal and mean person. So it was up to me to say, you know what, I would rather pause them, read them, and move on with my life, knowing that yes, they did what they did, but I forgive them for me. It was my personal decision. I don't want anyone else to do what I did, but because of the timing and because of the justice system in our country, I feel like it was going to be a waste of time because I will be fighting this alone and would be spending a lot of money that my parents do not have. So I took it upon myself to be like, okay, I'm gonna forgive them, I'm gonna move on, and then karma will deal with them in their life. I'm not gonna God and karma will deal with them.
Right, right. You speak you speak to a lot of women, and of course your way may the way how you dealt with it may not be the ideal way, but when you speak to women, what do you tell them? What kind of encouragement, or how do you talk to them about dealing with situation like that? All right, so we lost our connection. We're gonna reconnect with her, but we want to open up the phone line, guys. As we said, that this is something that's not only happening in South Africa. This is something that is happening around the world, and what's also prevalent in South Africa, what she's saying that the authorities don't seem to take this thing seriously. Someone would rape someone, they would probably the case get investigated or go through the process of investigation for months and months and months and years, and eventually the case gets thrown out, and or if the person get convicted, they only face just a small percentage of the time, which is not discouraging anyone from or next would be sexual predator from committing such a heinous crime, right? Because they're not being served as an example. So this is what we see happening, what she explained happening in South Africa is something very similar that we see happening in the Caribbean. So unless there's strict laws, regulation that really makes an example of this, and don't think that this is far away. Don't think that this is like on the other side of the earth. This is happening. This is like a cult. This is happening, definitely. I think we have her back right now. Yeah. So you get a chance to speak to women. What do you tell them? How should they handle a situation like that?
Every woman is different, and I'm with the women I speak to, they see me as one of the strongest women to ever deal with such. The way I deal with it is not abnormal, but it's kind of taboo because I don't cry about it and I speak very confident and loudly about it and no sugarcoating. So when a woman comes to me and confesses, this has happened to me, I try to figure out what type of person they are first before I can tell them how they should deal with the situation. And firstly, the duration of the incident. If the rape incident happened immediately, I tell them take off your clothes, put them in a plastic bag. Tomorrow morning, you are going to the closest police station that you can find, and you are gonna file a rape report, or you're gonna go to the closest hospital, take a rape kit, and let them file a rape report and take it from there. You are going to receive counseling. I tell them you need to receive counseling. You need to have 2 or 3 people close to you that you trust and tell them about the incident so they can guide you and walk with you through this journey of healing. Like recently, right now on Instagram, a woman came to me and she's like, I can't speak out, and there are days where I'm freaking out, I'm losing my mind, and it gets too tough, and but I feel like I want to speak out, and I tell them there's no duration on when you should speak out. If it takes you 12 years, if it takes you 20 years, if it takes you 3 years, like it did for me, there's no duration. You need to take it day by day. It gets harder before it gets easier. So that's what I tell the women. It gets harder before it gets easier. I'm here. When they want to vent, they should vent. But they always need to consider, if they don't want to go to authorities, I understand. Like I said, the justice system here in South Africa, it's really, really bad. So I understand you don't want to go to the police because it's going to be just another waste of time, but they really need to take it day by day. They really need to have people around them that they can confine in, and then they need to consider counseling. And if everything goes well, they need to find a hobby, something that they can keep busy. Like for me, my hobby was finding my NPO. That was my hobby, helping other people regarding my incident. So they need to go out with their friends.
Hold on to you. I think we lost. I think we lost your audio again. We lost your audio again. Stand by. Yeah, we lost your audio. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Are you back, T?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, hold on. Your audio is kind of messing up again. Just log out and see if you could come back in and see if that fixed the problem. Guys, we're chatting here with T, and we open up the phone lines if you want to speak. We know there are so many women that this happened to, right? Some women decide to keep this silent. Some women decide to speak out about it. We had a number of situations where people came on the program and spoken out about it. But what is happening, I firmly believe, as Akim said, right? Men need to speak out very strong about this, because I wouldn't have no kind of friend at all in life that would sit down and banter about raping someone. That's not the conversation that I have with my friends. So if men stand up and speak out against their friends, or their whoever well, I ain't gonna call it your friend. If you have a friend that's a rapist, I don't know, you have a problem, right? If you know someone, a male figure, who is doing this, you need to put your foot down, and even you yourself need to report it, right? At the end of the day, we all have sisters, nieces, female members of our family. We have to look at it from that perspective. Not just that this person is just a random person or someone that you don't know, or whatever the case might be. Men need to speak out, and speak out strong about it. Let's see if we could reconnect back with T. T, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, yes, something good again. You was talking about women reporting this, and women basically speaking out on this. And I was saying that therapy, I've seen that in many cases, women who go through traumatic experiences like this, because this is a long lasting effect that they have on them, therapy sometimes work. One of the components that might work. Do you think that women who went through some of this traumatic experience should seek some form of therapy as recovery, as in the recovery process?
For me, there's a different type of therapy. With how I dealt with it, I went to therapy like the conversational professional therapist, one on one, and I didn't see it working for me at all, because for me, my mindset was I'm speaking to someone who doesn't understand. And at that time, I couldn't express how it feels, because you can't express it. It's too much. It's another form of feeling that you can't express at all. No words can define how what you're going through mentally, spiritually, physically at all. So for me, my sense of therapy was speaking about it through my NPO, speaking about it through social media if something happens and I debate about it, speaking to my friends about it, speaking to my family about it. That was my form of therapy. But that's therapy, end of the day, you speaking about it. And there are some women, conversional therapy helps. There's some women who don't want to go to therapy and don't feel comfortable on a one on one session. How you think you want your therapy to be like, it can be a yearly thing, an everyday thing. You can go shopping, you can write down yourself what's bothering you and get notes. You can talk to family, friends. You, that's your form of therapy, and nobody can tell you that this type of therapy is better than the other. It depends who you are as a person and how you deal with the situation, no matter how big or small it is, or how big it is, like a rape.
But is it harder to deal with, to know that that person got away with that incident? To think about that person or this group of people, or they did this thing to you, life changing, and they're just walking about the place. They're just living their life, regular life. Isn't that hard to deal with?
For a moment, it's hard. For that split second, of course, you're gonna have that sting, or you're gonna have that. I wish something could happen to them right now. I wish karma could deal with them right now. For a moment, depending on how healed you are, I have healed to a certain extent where I don't even pay attention to them. I don't pay attention to their lives. I don't pay attention if they're doing good, if they're doing bad. I'm focusing on me, on how I can better myself, on how I can heal, I can become better, and how I can overcome this. That's my focus and my goal. So Things it sucks, but end of the day, my focus is me, it's my mom, it's my baby sister, and that's it. We are okay. And I keep on telling myself, I am one of the lucky ones. I can still live to tell my story. There are those who died and couldn't tell their story. There are those who are not even found till this day and can't tell their story. I'm one of the lucky ones who can tell my story and change another woman to tell her story and to do better than I could have done and get support more than I had at that time of the incident. So that's what keeps me pushing, that I'm here today to speak my truth and to show women that it is possible to overcome this incident. It's painful, it's damaging, but it is possible, and you can overcome it and take your power back.
Right, right. Wow. Someone, Nahila John Prince is saying that this is sad. A lot of people find it difficult to just let these guys go on with their life and not even press charges against them. It's a difficult thing. And I know if it was a relative or family member of mine, I don't know how I would have dealt with it, because this is forever will alter your life. I mean, there's so many different things that could have probably went wrong. That well, everything. I mean, it went wrong, but it could have been a more devastating. You could have been uh, you could have gotten a sexually transmitted disease. Worse yet, die. So I wouldn't want these guys to be walking about the place than doing that to somebody else. So some people might say, no, I couldn't deal with that like that. I would have had to do something to get them prosecuted or do something. It's difficult to just see them walking about the place like nothing, you know. But I understand, how are you changing, or what are you doing to ensure that something like that don't happen to the next female or child?
Sorry, repeat again.
What are you doing? What have you been doing to ensure that something like that don't happen to someone else?
I post current stories about it. I do interviews like I'm doing right now. I I'm I'm keeping the story continuing. I'm spreading awareness. I'm making sure through my public speaking, through my interviews, through my posts, through my comments, I am spreading awareness of this inhumane act. I make sure that this nobody keeps quiet. This never comes out of people's head. This should be a constant reminder that women are suffering, children are suffering, the LGBTQ community is suffering because of these inhumane people doing these acts. So, in any way I can, I spread awareness about rape, about gender based violence, domestic violence, any sort of social issue targeting us. I do it.
Yeah. You're also, well, of course, activist, public speaker, but you're also getting into politics. Tell us about that.
So I obtained my Bachelor's of Arts degree in public governance, politics, and public administration.
Yes.
I obtained it this year, earlier this year. So it's kind of tough to get into politics in South Africa, because in South Africa, for you to get within parliament and get within politics, you need to know people within parliament and within governance. You need to know people. So I'm a small town girl in the township. I study politics and I don't know anyone from the high stake of parliament. So I have to start from the ends of the earth, and it's very very hard because we don't get recognized. You can send your resume, post always open in politics and in public administration. They always have jobs open, but they don't select you because end of the day, your surname is not one of the officials in parliament. Your name is not known in parliament, and you don't have money to bribe them so they can put you in parliament.
Right.
So it's very hard. But next year, I'm about to do my honors in politics so I can lecture in politics and focus on my MPO and try to be the best activist that this country needs at the moment.
Yeah. And at least it would put you in a position where you could change policy or be a part of the process of changing policy in protecting women and children against sexual predators. Listen, T, I really appreciate you sharing your story because, again, a lot of people shy away from coming forward and speaking their truth about what happened to them. They always seem to blame themselves and internalize it. But you are speaking, and because you are speaking, you are positively affecting other people's lives because there are people that's probably watching this program and be like, yo, this happened to me too. And they felt empowered by you sharing your story. So we want to say thank you for sharing your story here on The Ride. Anything else you want to say to the viewers that's watching around the world?
To the viewers, please help me get me recognized so we can save the world. I'm here to save the world. Let's work together. Let's speak to each other. Let's communicate. Let's help each other, especially as Black people. Let's lift each other up. This black on black fighting is not helping. We need, as women, we need to empower each other. If you see someone starting something, support them, share their business, do what you need to do so that we can get to a place where there's peace, there's harmony, there's trust, there's love. There's so much hatred happening, so much war happening. Let's come together, let's give each other love, whether you in Nigeria, South Africa, America, Canada. Let's come together as one. That's all I have to say.
Wow. Yeah. Thank you, T. We appreciate you. And you are honorary member of the Riders family. And we say thank you. We'll keep in touch and keep you updated. Right? We're looking forward to have you back on the program again when we have all sorts of conversation and being on the panel. So thanks again.
I would love that.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, T. Thank you, T.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah, guys, that was T all the way from South Africa. You see, the morals and ideals is the same worldwide. Yeah, the morals and ideals is the same in South Africa as it is in the Caribbean. Yeah, we need to lift one another up instead of trying to pull one another down. Come together as one people. She said it best. Yeah, instead of fighting down the next person. You know how much better it would just make you feel, right? If you were to help someone up the ladder and a couple of years from now you see they actually reach at the pinnacle of where they need to be. You might be in a position where they need to help you up as well, right? So that's T's story. Very powerful story indeed. Guys, Ride Along Live is a platform where everyone have a story to tell. Everyone have a story to tell, and we endorse that. If you have a story and you would like to share it here on the program and the platform, we encourage you and we welcome you to come in and share your story. You know, oftentimes we know it's hard, it's difficult, but sometimes people seems to isolate themselves and feel and believe that, yo, I's the only person that is happening to. And when they realize that there are so much other people, you kind of create a group of people, of experiences. You get power, you get strength from the other person. So that's why it's important. We believe it's important to share your story. That's why this platform was created, to hear the stories of people from around the world. Whether it's Jamaica or Trinidad or Nigeria or South Africa or Grenada, wherever you are, we encourage you to share your story. Ride Along Live, on the behalf of all the production team here, On behalf of all our production team here, Akim, I see you. Akim, blame Lois JJ. On behalf of all our production team here, our senior executive producer Lois JJ, our moderators in the chat, Kibbs, Gail, and where is Deanne Fraser? How are you doing? Also to our loyal viewers, we know we have Lydia James who is watching, and because she is blocked for the next 2 or 3 days or so, she can't comment, but we still recognize you. Thank you so much, Lydia James, everyone who watch, share, and support. Thank you guys so much. And there's strength in numbers, guys. There's strength in numbers. We appreciate you. Catch you guys again tomorrow. Oh, before I go, let me tell you guys, we are in September, right? We are in September. It's going into the fall season. So in Grenada, if you're watching us from Grenada, the time will change up soon, like in the next couple of weeks, right? So the time will change soon. So your time will now be 7 p.m., right? Our time will still remain 6 p.m., but you will see, because we are moving ahead a bit, it might be 7 p.m. your time, all right? But same ride along, same program. If you're in Canada, the US, still 6 p.m., but of course in other areas where in the Caribbean it would be 7 p.m. Jamaica, I think it's 6 p.m. as well. Jamaica have that same time difference. Thank you for watching, guys. Catch you guys again tomorrow. Peace out. Good night.
This carnival is special one at Spice Isle Jewelry. Get up to 40% off our collection of silver and gold jewelry with purchases above $115. Visit our 2 locations on Grenville Street, St. George's and Spiceland Mall, Grand Anse, and see our fine selection of traditional West Indian bangles, necklaces, earrings, rings, and our unique handmade pieces. Step into Spice Isle Jewelry and shop in air-conditioned comfort with friendly, helpful, and courteous staff. We also pay the most for scrap gold. Our repair service is second to none. Treat yourself or someone special with something special from Spice Isle Jewelry, serving you since 1986. Call us on telephone number 440-3155 or 440-6648. Sale ends August 31st.
Canadian products are now only a mouse click away at GrenadaMarket.com. Nutmeg and guava jams, jellies and the syrups, world famous nutmeg pain relief spray, black sage, soursop, lemongrass, and guavande bar. Ordering is simple and friendly. All major credit cards accepted. Safe, secure shopping guaranteed. GrenadaMarket.com ships your product anywhere in the world. So when you can't go to the island, the products off the island can be sent to you. Just log on to www.grenadamarket.com and experience our quick delivery and homely service.
Export Limited, Toronto, Canada. Shipping barrels and other cargo to Grenada in 3 weeks, including custom clearing and home delivery to anywhere in Grenada. They source, purchase, and ship new and used anything. Call or WhatsApp Eric, aka Greens, on 416-569-9755. That's 416-569-9755. Check us out on Facebook at Green Chicks Export or email us at greenchicksexport@gmail.com.
Funeral service serve you with dignity and compassion as you mourn. Every day, we embark on the journey of life, and one day, the journey will end. It's on that day that you can entrust the celebration of life of your loved ones to David Williams Funeral Service. Call 718-291-3823.
Well, it's on the right along, so it's happening here.
Came over here. What does it mean? You know, I grew up in what I guess you call a typical family.
We break all the stories.